Hello again everyone! Welcome po sa ating video tutorial ngayong araw. Kung hindi ka pa po subscriber sa ating Math-Isip YouTube videos, I encourage you to subscribe and click the like button para po updated tayo sa mga susunod pa nating mga video tutorials. At ngayong araw po, ituturuan kita about rational numbers. Today we will describe given rational numbers as fractions, decimals, or percentage. So if you are ready, let us now begin. Okay, to review our lesson, kailangan po nating maintindihan yung word na ratio because this is the root word of our topic today, which is rational numbers. Ano ba ang ratio? If we remember in our previous topic, we defined ratio as a comparison between two or more quantities of the same kind or unit. It is expressed in the form of a fraction or with a colon. Katulad na lang po nitong 3/4, wherein we can call this as 3:4. Okay? Or 3 parts is to 4 parts. Ratio shows the relative size of one quantity in relation to another. So, pinagko-compare po natin tong mga dalawang values po natin na iisa yung quantity niya. Okay? Iisa lang yung pinag-uusapan. Unlike yung rate na topic natin previously. What else po ang mga kailangan natin? Fraction, decimal, and percentage. Ito po yung mga kailangan nating i-review. Okay, we already had our previous video on the relationship between or among fraction, decimal, and percentage, wherein we converted fractions to decimal, percentage to decimal, or decimal to percentage, and vice versa. Okay, and we also learned that all these are part of a whole. Okay, lahat po ito part of a whole except for the whole number 1, which is converted as 100%. So we also need to review yung mga types and categories, subcategories of our numbers here, fraction, percentage, decimal, and whole numbers. Ano ba yung mga subcategories natin? Or let's say, ano yung mga groupings natin? When it comes to fraction, we can actually group them into 3 types. We have proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed number. You already learned about this during your elementary years. So today, try nating i-review kung naaalala nyo pa. No? Also, pati po yung decimal. We learned about repeating decimal, terminating decimal, and also the non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. Maybe some of you are not yet familiar with the other terms here. Okay? Ngayong araw po i-review natin kung ano ang mga to, at kung hindi pa kayo familiar, we will try to define kung ano ang mga ito, no? So let's see. In our activity here, letter A, can you please identify the following numbers kung whole number ba siya? Okay, what else? Proper fraction ba siya? Improper fraction ba siya? Mixed number? Terminating decimal? Okay, what else? Non-terminating decimal? Repeating decimal? Or percentage? You can pause this video. Just try to answer this using your prior knowledge. I-test natin kung kabisado nyo ang mga numbers natin. Okay? So now let's see the answer. Let's have number 1, 25. Okay, so hindi naman po siya in decimal form, hindi rin siya in percent form. So this is a whole number. Okay? Whole number po siya. Number 2, we have here 1/4, or we can call this, or we can say 1/4. Okay? Now we know that this is a fraction. But what kind of fraction? No? Ano pong klaseng fraction ito? Proper fraction ba siya or improper fraction? Okay, the answer is proper fraction. Now remember, proper fraction, laging mas maliit yung nasa numerator as compared sa denominator. Okay? Ibig sabihin, yung value ng ating fraction is less than 1. Okay? Kaya po siya proper fraction kasi fraction is part of a whole. Tama lang naman, ano? Part lang siya ng whole. Hindi pa siya umaabot sa isang one whole. So it's just a proper fraction. Okay, how about number 3? We have 0.7. Okay, yes, we know that this is a decimal number. But what kind of decimal number? Meron tayong pagpipilian dito, tatlo. Is it a terminating decimal? Is it a non-terminating decimal? Or is it a repeating decimal? Okay, so the answer here is actually a terminating decimal. Okay, now remember, a terminating decimal is a decimal number that has a finite number of digits. Ibig sabihin, after the decimal point, meron tayong end pagdating sa mga numbers dito sa right. It comes to an end. Okay? So it doesn't go infinitely. Kaya siya tinatawag nating terminating decimal. Not to terminate siya. Sub number 4. Is this also a terminating decimal? Okay, correct. This is also a terminating decimal. Now, regardless kung ilan po yung kanyang decimal values here, as long as meron po siyang ending, okay, yan po ang tinatawag nating terminating decimal. Let's go to number 5. What kind of number is this? So, can you see a fraction? Yes. Can you see a whole number? Yes, meron din. So, this is actually a mixture of whole number and fraction. We call this mixed number. So remember, ang mixed number, meron tayong whole fraction part, whole number, which is 3, and then we have a fraction, which is 4 over 5. So it's just 3 and 4 over 5. Okay, let's go to number 6. We have here 20%. Obviously, this is a percentage because of the percent symbol. Okay, so this is a percentage. Number 7, we have 10 over 7. Yes, this is a fraction, pero anong klaseng fraction siya? Okay, correct. This is also a fraction, but it is now an improper fraction. Okay? When it comes to proper fraction, mas maliit yung numerator kaysa sa denominator. This time, mas malaki naman ang numerator kaysa sa denominator. Bakit siya tinawag na improper? Ibig bang sabihin na hindi siya karapat-dapat na maging fraction? This is still a fraction, but remember, kung mas mataas ang numerator kaysa sa denominator, ibig sabihin it's more than 1. Okay, it's more than 1 whole. Ibig sabihin, pwede na siyang maging mixed number. Okay? May part na whole number at meron ding part na fraction. Okay? So we call this improper fraction. Now, let's have number 8. We have 5%. Okay? This is a percentage. How about number 9? You can see 6.8 tapos may percent symbol din siya. Still, this is a percentage. And number 10 is also a percentage. Number 11, 0. Ano pong klaseng number ito? Okay, this is still a whole number. It is considered a whole number because it is part of the set of whole numbers. Okay? Next, we have number 12, 0.3. Anong ibig sabihin nung bar doon sa taas? Okay, yes, this means it's repeating. Okay, ibig sabihin nauulit-ulit lang yung 3 dito. So it's just like 0.33333 na hindi na yan natatapos. Okay, it's infinite. And we call this a repeating decimal. Okay, basing from the word repeating, nauulit yung mga values after the decimal point. How about number 13? Okay, ano pong nakikita nyo? Okay, may nauulit ba ng number? Yes, merong nauulit na number. Pero ilang number ang nauulit? So we have 6 and 3. Okay, paulit-ulit lang yung 6, 3. Can we consider this a repeating decimal? Yes, this is also a repeating decimal. Kasi may pattern siya, no? Nauulit yung dalawang values. Now, kung lalagyan natin to ng bar sa taas, which is, by the way, called vinculum, okay? Kung lalagyan natin ng bar, alin po ang lalagyan natin dito? Yung 6 ba or yung 3? Okay, yung dalawa po, ano? So, 6, 3, dito po natin ilalagay yung vinculum. And then we can now remove this, okay? Pwede nating isulat in that way. Now, let's proceed to number 14. As you can see, what's the difference of number 14 sa ibang decimal numbers? Okay? Meron po ba tayong nakikitang values na nauulit? Or natatapos ba yung mga decimal numbers natin? Okay? You can see the ellipses. Ang tawag po natin dito sa tatlong dot na ito. Ibig sabihin, tuloy-tuloy na yan. At makikita natin wala pong pattern. Ano? Hindi po nauulit yung mga numbers dito. Random lang po yung mga numbers. Although merong 3, dalawang naulit, pero hindi lahat ng numbers ay nauulit, unlike the other 2 here. So we now call this the non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. Ibig sabihin, hindi natatapos, endless lang yan, at saka hindi siya nauulit-ulit. Walang specific pattern. Okay, number 15. Ano pong number ito? Okay, yes, correct. This is pi. Alam nyo po ba ang value ng pi? Okay, pi is actually 3.14159265 dot dot dot. Ibig sabihin, hindi rin po yan natatapos. Until now, wala pa pong nakaka-discover nung exact amount ng pi. Okay, ibig sabihin, endless po yan. Okay, so this is also what we call a non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. So all of these are examples of our percent, fraction, decimal, and whole numbers. Okay, now this time in activity letter B, we will identify whether the given numbers can be written as a ratio of two whole numbers. Write them in fraction form. Okay, tingnan natin kung pwede nating isulat in a fraction form, or we can say that it is a ratio of two whole numbers. Okay, let's have number 1. We know that this is a whole number. Can we write this as a fraction? Yes, we can. So paano po? All you have to do is you can have 1 as the denominator. Bakit po 1? Because if you divide 25 by 1, it will still be 25. So we can learn from here that all whole numbers has a denominator of 1. Okay? What else? We can also have 50 over 2. Pwede rin po naman, ano? Kasi 50 divided by 2 is 25. What else? Okay, meron din tayong 100 divided by 4 because 100 divided by 4 is 25 still. So again, we can write 25 is as a fraction. Madaming ways to write it as a fraction. Okay, next, number 2, we don't need to convert this into fraction because as you can see, it's already in our fraction form where 1 is the numerator and then 4 is the denominator. Okay, next in number 3, can we convert this in a fraction? Yes, we can. As you can see, we have here 0.7. Now 0 is the whole number part and remember 7 here is the decimal number part or the fraction part. It is in the tens decimal place. So, ibig sabihin, there are 7 out of 10. So, if we convert this into fraction, we just need to write there 7 in the numerator and then 10 in the denominator. So, okay, next in number 4, we can see here 1.25. So, we can see that there's a whole number part and then we have a decimal part or a fraction part. Now, the technique here is just to take note of the place value, decimal place value ng ating decimal part. This is in tens and this is in hundreds. Kung meron pang susunod na digit dyan, ano na po ang tawag? Yes, thousands and 10,000s, 100,000s, and so on and so forth. Now, you can just copy itong 125 and then in the denominator, you can just write here the place value, okay, or the decimal place. So we have 100, 125 over 100 because 25 here is in the hundreds place. Next, number 5, we have 3 and 4 over 5. This is a mixed number. Now, this is already a fraction, but can we convert this into a fraction where we can have a ratio of two numbers? Yes, gawin natin itong improper fraction. So, paano natin ginagawang improper fraction ang mga mixed number? Okay, the answer here is 19 over 5. Paano naging 19 po ito? So, what we did is we just multiply 5 by 3. So, 5 times 3 is 15. And then, anong gagawin kay 4? I-add lang natin dun sa product. So, 5 times 3 is 15 plus 4, you will get 19. Ano po ang magiging denominator? Same denominator, just copy. So, as you can see, improper fraction na po siya. Kaya kapag dinivide mo ito, you will arrive at this same number. Alright, number 6, we have 20%. So how do we convert again a percent to fraction? Remember, 20% means 20 out of 100%. So kung i-convert natin siya sa decimal, magiging 0.20 or in fraction, it is 20 out of 100. Okay, pwede pa ba natin itong i-simplify? Yes, we can. We can have 1 over 5. Paano naging 1 over 5? We can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 20. We will get 1 over 5. Next, number 7. We have here an improper fraction. It's already a fraction form wherein there are two numbers and the ratio is 10 is to 7. Okay? Next, number 8. We have 5%. Just like what we did in number 6. We can convert this into a decimal first, 0.05. wherein 5 is 5 out of 100. Okay? Now, can we convert this into a simpler form? Yes, we can. We can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 5. We'll get 1 out of 20. Next, number 9. We have 6.8. If we convert this to decimal, magiging 0.068. Okay, remember, all you have to do is to move the decimal point 2 decimal places to the left. So, magiging 0.068. Now, paano natin gagawing fraction to? Remember, this is tens, this is hundreds, this is thousands. Ibig sabihin, we have 68 out of 1,000. Now, if we simplify, we will get 17 over 250. Next, number 10, we have 14.2%. Okay? So parang yung ginawa natin kanina, move lang natin ang decimal places, decimal point 2 places to the left. We will get 0.142 and then we can convert it now to fraction. 142 divided by 1,000 or 142 over 1,000. And if we are going to simplify this, we will get 71 over 500 by dividing this numerator and denominator by 2. Okay, next, number 11, we have whole number 0. Okay, we learned a while ago that all whole number can have a denominator of 1. So 0 over 1 is 0. Okay, how about number 12? This is a repeating decimal, 0.3333. Pwede bang ma-convert sa fraction ang mga repeating decimals? Yes po, pwede. If we have the conversion, it will be equal to 1 over 3 or 1/3. Pwede rin po ang 3 over 9, pwede rin ang 4 over 12, as long as the simplest form is 1/3. How about number 13? Okay, another repeating decimal. Yes din po, pwede po siyang maging fraction. So it is actually 84 over 11. Okay, yung 63 dito, yun po yung may bar kasi yun po yung nauulit na part. Now, hindi ko na po pinakita kung paano na-convert ang mga repeating decimal into a fraction. Unlike the others, it takes a longer process kung paano siya ma-convert. But don't worry, this is not the focus of our lesson today. So, ang kailangan nyo lang maintindihan dito is ang mga repeating decimals natin, we can convert them as a ratio of two numbers or we can convert them or write them into a fraction form. Now, how about number 14 and 15? These are non-terminating and non-repeating decimals. Can we convert them as a ratio of two numbers? Take note, yung kanyang decimal numbers ay hindi natatapos at wala rin siyang pattern. As compared sa ating repeating decimal, may nakikita tayong pattern. So alam natin yung magiging value ng mga susunod na decimal numbers. As compared here, hindi natin alam. So it's unknown. So is there a way to identify the exact value of these numbers? No, actually. So, yun po yung difference nila. So, that's why itong number 14 and number 15, as you can see, hindi po talaga natin siya mako-convert into two numbers that can be written into a ratio or a fraction form. So, lahat po ng mga numbers natin dito, from number 1 to number 13, all of this can be written into a ratio of two whole numbers. But for number 14 and number 15, which is non-terminating and non-repeating decimals, they cannot be written, okay, in a fraction form. So ano pong ibig sabihin nito? Yes, ito na po yung definition ng tinatawag nating rational numbers. So, lahat po ito ay rational numbers except for number 14 and number 15. Tignan po natin yung definition ng rational numbers. Okay, rational numbers are numbers or any number that can be expressed as a ratio of two numbers written as a fraction. Okay? Ito po yung symbol natin sa rational numbers. Bakit po siya Q? Okay, it refers to the quotient. Okay, para kasi siyang quotient, remember ang quotient, yun po yung tawag natin sa sagot ng division process. And what else? Another definition of rational number. A rational number is a number that can be written as a ratio of two integers where the denominator is not zero. Dapat po, hindi 0 ang denominator natin. And by the way, ano ba ang integers? Hindi nyo pa ito natatakal sa ating grade 7 lessons, but on the third quarter, we will have integers as our topic. But to give you just a glimpse, ang integers po natin, we can have 3 classification. Positive whole numbers like 1, 2, 3, no? Or it can be negative whole numbers like negative 1, negative 2, and negative 3. And the last part is the 0. Okay, lahat po ito examples ng integers natin. So dapat ang mga part po ng ating fraction ay integers lang. Okay? Yung numerator at saka denominator. Except for denominator being 0. Hindi po pwede yun. Next, written in the form P over Q. Okay, yan po yung kanyang form where P and Q are integers and Q should not be equal to 0. Sa ibang book, ang ginagamit nila is A over B. Don't worry, mga symbols lang naman po yan, no? Pero ito po yung common symbol, P over Q. Okay, letter P and letter Q. Next, again, integers, fractions, mixed numbers, and percentages, kahit anong classification or subcategories are examples of rational except for non-terminating and non-repeating decimals. So if we go back again to our classifications of numbers here, yung non-terminating and non-repeating decimal, hindi po yan kasama sa rational number. Okay, the rest, all of these are rational numbers. Okay, so balikan po ulit natin yung example kanina para mas lalo nyo pang matandaan. Lahat po ito ay example ng rational numbers except po sa non-terminating and non-repeating decimals katulad na lamang nitong number na to. Okay? Walang pattern at hindi natatapos yung decimal numbers. Also with pi, we have 3.1415, 9265, and so on and so forth. Okay, ano pa po ang mga examples ng non-rational numbers? We have 5 over 0. Remember, in our definition kanina, hindi po pwedeng ang denominator ay 0. Okay? Ang tawag na po natin dito ay undefined. Meaning, in mathematical context, in standard mathematics, hindi po yan accepted. There's no sense of having a 0 as a denominator. Kahit i-type nyo po ito sa kahit anong calculator at makikita nyo ang lalabas pag prines nyo ang equal sign ay math error. Kaya po siya undefined. Okay? And again, these numbers are not rational numbers kasi ang tawag sa kanila ay irrational numbers. Okay? So itong mga klaseng numbers na to, non-repeating and non-terminating numbers are irrational numbers. Even this number is square root of 2. Kung hindi nyo pa po alam ito, don't worry, we will have this lesson on the second quarter. These are what we call radicals or square roots, no? So we have square root of 2. Kung i-press mo yan sa calculator, ito ang lalabas. Hindi rin yan natatapos. It's non-terminating at wala ka ring makikitang pattern dyan. Okay? Pwede nating sabihin na baka pwedeng gawing 1 ang denominator. Okay? Hindi po kasi ang rational number, hindi po pwedeng square root of 2 ang numerator or denominator. Dapat ang numerator or denominator ay whole number lamang. Okay? Or integers lang po dapat. So again, these are not examples of rational numbers. And sa susunod po nating video, we will now have the arrangement of rational numbers on a number line. We will order rational numbers on a number line. So I hope to see you on the next one. Goodbye for now and God bless. Kung meron kang natutunan sa video na ito, please click the subscribe button to support this channel para mas matulungan ulit kita sa mga susunod mo pang math lessons. Lagi mong tatandaan, ang math ay para sa lahat. At ako si Teacher Van, nagsasabing dito sa Math Isip, lamang ang nag-iisip. God bless and see you on the next video. Bye-bye.